Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, hey, how is everyone? I'm going live on Facebook right now. I've noticed that it shows me doing this, so now I'm quite ready to say good morning right away because I know that you guys have probably already seen me. Awesome, we're preparing broadcast. All right, welcome you guys.
Hello, hello.
Hey, hey, it's still preparing on Facebook. Here we go. The measure up. Go live. Awesome. Here we go. Thank you guys for joining us. Our special guest, Mr. Joe Porter, is here today.
Good morning, everybody. The guinea pig.
He is my guinea pig. It is fantastic. All right, we're going live. There we go. We're live on Facebook as well. Let me get into my screen share so that you guys know what we're doing today. We are doing your updated measurements today. So super excited. But what we're also doing is, all right, we'll share desktop one. We are telling you about your 8-week challenge today. There we go. Got that shared. Awesome. So Joe and I will be taking you through what you guys can see on your screen right now. Hope you can see us okay. There we go. We'll make us nice and big. Hey, hey. Where should I put the screen? I think that's pretty good. Wait, you can kind of see what we're going through. There we go. Awesome. Joe is my demo product today. Actually, we've got two special guests. That's who's being loud in the background right now, which are our little lorikeets. They're like our little pets over here beside the big, can you see it over there? Buzzville bee. There he is in the background. Awesome. All right, and today we get to announce our next steps of the 8-week challenge. And Joe's gonna get involved as well. So to give you Joe's background, he owns a Signorama over in Australia. So one of the major sign companies. He's got a huge team that he looks after. He's been implementing a health and wellness program with them similar. And like you guys, we're looking at how do we get everybody involved? So not just the amazing people that won the competition. You guys are doing awesome. Keep up the great work, and we know you will keep up the great work. Dunedin, you guys are smashing it. We love how many pictures we're getting through. But for everybody that hasn't joined in the fun yet, we're making this next week's activation about everyone. So next week's activation, we'll announce it on Monday, but I'll give you a sneak peek today, and it goes into the challenge. We are going to do a walking challenge. It's a morning or afternoon, late evening walking challenge. What we would like, starting at number 1, and this is Joe's favorite, he adopts dogs, he's big on pet rescues. Number 1 is take a picture of you walking your dog. So we need any picture of you walking your dog, just of your dog, and also it can be of your shoes or of your environment while you're going for a beautiful walk. Sage goes through all these awesome walks along the coast. So just take a picture of you walking next week. If it's your first time posting, you guys get bonus points. If you're someone like Phil or Mana, who's posted a ton of times, anyone that you guys get to post, you guys get a bonus point for that week. So Phil, if you get anybody that hasn't posted yet on your team to post, then, or Mana, you guys will get a bonus point for each person that posts them walking. Now, I did say dog, and I think it's because I don't have any kids yet, neither does Joe. Joe's still thinking about having kids. He's debating it.
Young enough.
He's still young enough. He's still debating it. You can also take pictures of you walking your kids. And if you have your kids on a leash, then, I mean, maybe that is double bonus point. But we mainly mean that you're going to be walking them in their, in their pusher or their pram. But if they're not in their pram, it's also you just walking them. Fantastic. So next week's activation, walking challenge, any kind of walk, morning, afternoon. Phil, Mana, we want you guys walking every day, at least one walk a day. And then you guys will win the challenge. So it's whoever takes a picture of them walking once or twice a day. And those that have not posted a picture, you get a bonus point for your first picture that you post. And all we need to see, it can even be through your app if you track your steps is how much you guys walk. That is the first challenge that's new for your next 8 weeks. So that would be your 7th week challenge. Everyone's doing an amazing job of your hydration challenge. We've had one person, Phil, drink out of 2 water bottles at once, and I've got an exciting announcement before we get into these measurements. Today, I will be drinking out of 3 water bottles at once today. So Joe will guarantee there is water in all of these. He was like, 100%. What if they think you're cheating? There is water in this one. There's even water in the one that you can't see. So I will be hydrating today. At the end of it, you'll be able to see me chug out of 3 water bottles. Let's get into the science, the great stuff. So first thing, when you're doing your remeasurements, and this is to show the progress that you make over these next 8 weeks. Now, if you didn't participate much in the 30-day challenge, it will still pop up that you need to redo your measurements. It's not necessary. You don't have to. It's a reminder. For those that did, I mean, Amber out in Invercargill, if you were smashing it, we'd love for you, Phil, Sam, everybody, all the team leaders, Carl, Greg, you guys to get involved and do your measurements again at this point to see the progress that you made. But for everyone that hasn't got fully involved yet, wait until the 8-week challenge is done and then redo your measurements. And these measuring tapes are getting sent out to each site right now. So everyone at each site will have 5 different tape measurements. So yes, you can take them home if you need to do them at home. Just make sure you bring them back to site, and we'll always have one on site for you guys. Awesome. First thing, and the scales are getting sent out as well, is you're gonna put in your weight. So I'll have Joe stand up. We've got a scale over here. He's gonna be doing his weight. So when he's doing his weight, what we're really looking at is that the scale is on a flat surface and it's consistent. So whatever scale you used the first time, we want you to use the same scale again, ensuring it's on a flat surface and ensuring that you're not changing your outfit at all. So Joe's good. We've got his weight 95. Perfect. He's got no shoes on. So I'd show you Joe's feet, but just rest assured you don't have to see them. We'll just save the viewers at home from Joe's feet today. They're actually not too bad. But he's doing it consistently with no shoes on in similar clothing. If you did it with shoes on, you just do it with shoes on again. So if it's at work and you don't want to get your shoes off, we understand. Just do it with your shoes on both times. Be consistent. Next one, height. So with height, I might move it over here just slightly, and I'll get Joe to go against the Buzzville wall. So with height, the biggest thing with height is that it's really important, oh, careful, the buzz will be there. It's really important that we actually get his full skeletal muscle in here, and we don't want our client looking down or looking up. We want them just loosely relaxed, so just taking a few jumps on the spot, just like this.
The Buzzville B's gonna go.
Buzzville B, sorry.
Right.
Yeah, perfect, good. And then just coming against the wall for me. He's got no shoes on, and he's going to relax against the wall, bringing his chin nice and neutral. So you're just going to guide your partner into this nice neutral space. Now, the next thing that you can do is take a flat surface or a flat box, like whatever you guys want, even if it's a foot, whatever you have handy. And with the tape measure against the wall, you're going to measure with a flat surface like that person's height. And it's always great to redo and update the person's height. So after this 8 weeks, we do encourage you to update their height. Excellent. Thanks, Joe. So we've got his height in there already at 182. Now the next one is body fat index, as you can see. If you guys have that available to you, fantastic, put it in. If you don't, which we don't have body fat scales at each satellite site, but that could be coming in the future. And the partners that we're going to be joining you guys over the next 8 weeks might also have a body fat index scale. But for now, we're going to leave it blank. It's not necessary. We're going to continue on to our next measurements. So next is our forehead. Now, with our forehead, it gives you directions right over here. So you don't need us, but I wanted to take you guys through so that you could see what we do as coaches so that you guys can be as good as a coach on your partner. So keeping your head held high, looking forward, measure the circumference of your cranium along the lines of your eyebrows. So we want to go right along Joe's eyebrows right here and try to keep hair out of the way. Fortunately for me, I don't know if you can see Joe's head, we're not dealing with too much hair here today. So we're under control. Me, that would be a problem. You'd have to press very tightly because we don't want hair to get in the way. So that's why you do the tape a bit more tightly on someone like myself with a lot of hair in the way. Joe just did his haircut specifically for this measurement today. So in the back of your head too, you can feel there's a little dip. You want to go right above that little dip in that person's head, but as long as you get the tape measure around the person's eyebrows. And what I like to do with all measurements is look around both sides, ensure that the tape is even on both sides, and from there, we're just getting his measurement in centimeters. So we've got 55. It actually was 54.95 and we had 54.9 before, so very close. So now jaw, with his jaw measurements, we want him to open his mouth just slightly while I'm feeling right underneath his earlobe. And close your jaw again, open it again for me. So you want to feel just a little dip in his mandible right there. And yep, you can close again. Thanks, Joe. Or you can leave it. Yes, exactly. He likes to talk. This is the most silent I've ever had this Scottish man in my life. So you guys are lucky today.
You're very lucky.
Aye.
Aye.
So with your mouth closed, we want to measure from this point. And what we're doing is we're actually going around his jaw, and we want it to be just around his jawline. So as you can see, measure to the tip of the chin, not all the way around. And with your measure from this point to the top of your jaw to the bone, near your ear canal. Yep, we've got all that. So we actually keep, thank you, we keep our hand there and we want it to go around his jawline like that, but not underneath his jawline. So like that, and then to the middle of his chin. And we just hold right there, making sure we go right consistently into the middle of his chin like that. So again, the measurements were dead on. Neck.
So I have a good jaw?
You have a great jaw.
Fantastic. Doing good.
His jaw was meant for talking. That's what that means with his jaw.
Sore jaws.
With his neck, again, this is a really good one because we can see from somebody's size of neck if they're going to be potentially have type 2 diabetes later on based on just the size of their neck, which is quite interesting. And with guys, we want to look for their Adam's apple and generally go just above their Adam's apple unless it's a low-lying Adam's apple. But we want the midpoint of their neck. As you can see with Joe, it's hard. You don't really see his Adam's apple. So we're just going to go around the midpoint of his neck, making sure that's nice and even, not pulling too tightly on our client. Is that okay?
Yep.
If you have a tough client like him, it's going to be hard.
Don't laugh because it gets tighter.
Good, and done. Awesome. And then can I get you to take a screenshot of that for me? Perfect. Good. Awesome. Great. And then our next is our upper body. So with our upper body, it gets a little bit more into depth. So I'm going to move this one back so you guys can see what I'm doing exactly. Joe, I'm going to have you stand up for me. Awesome. So the first one that we're going to be working with is his chest. Now, as you can see with his chest, we want the tape to actually go right under his armpits. So with Joe, I'm feeling quite comfortable to him, but you wouldn't do that with a female. So we want it to go right snug up under his armpits. And like what you guys saw, so I'll have you face come this way a bit more so they can see exactly in the middle. Yep, good. So snug underneath. Like you guys saw us do in the initial consult, I'm going to have Joe take a deep breath in and just half a breath out. Cool. And then relax. Awesome. Deep breath in. Good. And half a breath out. Awesome. So it's actually the exact same both times. Cool. So his chest measurements, we're going a deep breath in. I'll have you continue standing. A deep breath in and then half a breath out. So we're actually getting, if you're doing it on yourself, you would do the exact same thing. And the measurements would go around your chest, right under your armpits, and you'd be going into a deep breath in, half a breath out, take it. That's gonna be the spot that you're gonna take it on. So when we're coaching, we can do deep breath in, full breath out, and then we go in between. But when you guys are doing it, we want you just going deep breath in, half a breath out. It's gonna be very accurate. So that's perfect, and you can do it on yourself as well. Let's go into the rib cage, similar process that we just did. So we're gonna follow that. Now with the rib cage with girls, it's going to fall right on that bra line. So if we can get them to take off their bra, because that's gonna add more to their rib cage, because it's literally right along that bra line. Sports bra, no worries. But if it's got an actual metal piece, we want them to take that off. With guys, this measurement is done better with shirt off. To make you viewers at home happy today, I'm not going to take Joe's shirt off, and I'm going to take, no, I'm just kidding. Neither of us are going to take our shirts off today. Yeah, he's actually looking great. He's been on the program. So, all right, rib cage. With our rib cage, we want to come down to the middle of a xiphoid process, which basically just means the thing that holds your ribs together. It's that bony bit at the bottom, which if you've been winded before, it hurts when it gets hit. It actually feels a bit uncomfortable even when you press on it. And we're going right along that line. And again, we're gonna have our client take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Or half a breath out, I'm sorry. So right along that line. I like to get down and make sure that this is even. So eyesight is really important when we're taking these measurements. Good, and I'll have you take a deep breath in and half a breath out. And excellent, relax. Awesome. All right, now we're going into his waist. And with his waist, this is actually not a measurement that we need a deep breath in, deep breath out. He's just going to be taking normal breaths throughout the entire part of the waist. So with your waist, usually right under where the last rib bone can be felt, keep your back straight, take the measurements, half exhalation. Make sure the tape is horizontal and straight, all those great things. Circumference of your waist at its smallest point. So we want to do its smallest point. What it doesn't say on here, which is a really easy way to find it, is I have our clients find their belly button. Good. And again, his rib cage is around there, but it's hard to feel. So we're going to go right above his belly button, is around the smallest point of his waist. So I'm going to go around, sorry, you can let go of that for now. Thank you. So right above his belly button is where I'm going to go for his waist circumference. And we want it to be the smallest point, but we also need it to be even. So you really need to look at the back and ensure that the tape is even at the back. Good, is that just above your belly button there? Perfect, yeah. Excellent, that is a great spot for his waist. And just breathing naturally for me. Nice breath. One. Awesome. And into his glutes. So next up, with his glutes, oh, get it so you can see the picture there. So we're looking for, with his back leg straight, measuring the circumference of his glutes at the widest point. So how do we find his glutes at the widest point? We literally go from the side. Have you hand that tape measure around to me? And you can ask for your client to hand the tape measure around every time, or your partner, sorry, you're gonna be doing this with your partner. And I'm literally just looking at where the largest point of his glutes are. And then I'm making sure that the tape measure is straight across the front and across the back. No breathing involved. This will not affect the size of your glutes today. Even though girls, I'm sure, would like that. And pull it quite tight if they have material on. Excellente. All right. Have you grab a picture of that, Joe? Excellent. So that we're getting Joe's measurements on here. Good. On to the next measurement. So elbow. And I hope everyone can hear me okay. I'll check in and make sure this is going well. Looks like everything's cruising. Awesome. Any questions, drop them in the Facebook Live feed below. The next one is our elbow. So Joe now can grab a seat for me. And we will have him stand up one last time, but we're almost done. That's how quick these can go. So elbow, I'm gonna have you put, and again, we wanna use the same arm each time if possible. We like to do the non-dominant arm. So with Joe, I'll actually probably use the left, knowing that he's right-handed. Now you can, it doesn't matter which one you use, just use the same one each time. That's the most important thing. Be consistent. And with you guys, we use your non-dominant arm. So with the elbow, we want to be looking at where that main part of the elbow is, and that's a condyle. And then the other side of it is we want to look for his crease. So we're going to put the tape measure right in the crease of his elbow. And again, with any measurement, we want to make sure it's going around on the right spot on both sides. So you do have a little bit of stretching to do when you're doing the measurements for your partner, but we know you guys can handle that. And this is really important to see how well we've gone throughout the program. 29.1. Then we go into wrist. So keeping it the same on all, on that same side the entire time. So with the wrist, we want it on the non-dominant hand, like it says there. Normally used for writing. Take the measurement directly below the wrist bone where you wear a watch. So there is your wrist bone right there. So you guys will be able to see that condyle. It's very predominant on men. Women, not so much always, but even on me, you can see it. It's right there. We want to go just below that. And keep your hand relaxed. Good. I usually just have my client put their hand on my leg because I like people's hands on my leg. You can have them put it on the table, whichever one you like. But this is usually the easiest way to go. Good, because then you get their hand right in front and you get to become friends with your partner. Double bonus. All right, so 19.7. Thank you.
Can I keep my hands here?
Yes, of course you can. That's what they all ask, and he literally can, but it's going to be flipped upside down. Nope, so we'll keep it down. All right, hand length. So we're doing 2 measurements here. So again, it's one that you don't normally use for writing. I know that that for Joe is his left hand. And we're looking for these creases right here. So for Joe, we can see the lines quite easily. And we want to take
What are you trying to say?
We want to take the measurement of the crease of your palm to the tip of your middle finger. So for this one, we're going from the crease right there all the way down. Make sure it's smooth throughout to the end of his middle finger. 20, dead on. And then right after that, because we're already in the position, we're going to do the measurement of his palm length, which is right to that crease right there. So it's the crease to your middle finger. So, and held together, but not tense. So just relaxing his palm. 11.5, dead on. Excellent. And I'll have you get a picture of that, Joe. Cool, we're flying. Great job, you guys, on the other end. We hope that we keep you engaged by doing quirky comments throughout, because that's Joe's favorite. This is what Joe is good at, actually.
This is the longest I've been quiet in 100 years.
It is the longest, to be fair, to be sure. All right, so the next one is we're gonna do mid-thigh. And I'm gonna do everything on his non-dominant side, because that's what we've been doing thus far. And that's what we did for you guys. So let's just keep it consistent, do the measurements on the same side. However, if you do them on the other side, it's not going to make much of a difference unless you were doing sports or you were a driver, for example, in Vulcan that is using their right leg all the time. This leg might have more muscles in it. So just keep it consistent no matter which side that you do. So the first measurement that we're going to do is our mid thigh. So as you can see, we're going to do two measurements here. You first measure the length of your thigh to find the midway point. So how you do that is you get the full measurement and then divide by 2. And I'll show you how to find the midway point. So Joe's going to stand up again for me. I'm going to get on, yeah, pull that back. I'm going to get on the height that I can really see him very well. So again, coming down on this height is really important. This measurement's tough to find. So if you guys remember in your first coaching call, we did this because we're feeling around for that hip bone, that little crease right there. You feel that?
Yep.
Then it's a little bit tense on your client, and it's right on the cusp of where their iliac crest starts to go down. So it's that little nodge right there. So you're gonna feel around, feel for a little indent in their hip bone. That's where we want to take it. And it's gonna be about midway, mid-height of their waist. So you can also kind of do it by gauging. It's just below the belly button, and it's right there. Now I'm gonna go all the way down to his patella, which is his knee, and we're gonna go right to the midpoint of his knee. I'm gonna grab that measurement, 47, and then if you want to be very accurate, we're going to do 47 divided by 2 equals 23.5. So then with 23.5, keeping that same spot, easy for me to find, I was just there, I'm going to go down to 23.5 is right there, and I'm going to have Joe hand the tape measure through his legs. Even though we know each other that well, you still get them to hand it through. Girl or boy, you guys. So hand the tape measure through his legs. See, I told you it's going to be easy. Make sure that that's straight. Pull it tight if you're wearing pants. And he's dead on. Good. Oh, don't try to predict my text. .56, then we go into his knee. So for his knee, so continue standing, and you can face the camera dead on. That's perfect, thank you. So for his knee, in standing position with your feet flat on the floor, evenly distributed on both, we want the circumference of the knee at the patella, from the front of the knee along the crease in the back of his knee. So again, we can look for that crease. Make sure the tape measure is horizontal, and you don't need to pull this one too tight because we're going to have them using shorts or tight pants. If they are wearing pants, you can hold it a bit tighter. So patella, and we can have him bend his knees so we can see the patella a bit more. There's the patella, good, relax. And I can see his creases. Again, no offense to Joe.
No offense taken.
You can see the creases on me too. You can see the creases on a baby, even more predominantly. So it's nothing about a 40. Age does not matter for creases, unfortunately. 41. Good, and then we go right into calf. Now calf, I'm gonna have Joe face that ball. And step back a little bit. Cool, we can see that. We're literally going for the biggest part of his calf on this measurement. So this measurement, we want the circumference of his calf at the center of the calf where the muscle is the largest. So you're gonna be using your eyeball and going, geez, Joe has nice legs. I know, calm down over there, you guys. I know he's got nice legs. He does work out his calves. He's not somebody who has small calves, that's for sure. Not that it matters if you do, because we're here to make sure everything on your body is gonna be exactly the way you want it if you implement our tips. All right, so taking our next measurement, 42.1, biggest part of his calf there, awesome. Flying through. Good, ankle, last one. So with his ankle measurement, with this one, either standing or sitting, so either or, I'm gonna have him continue to stand, feet flat on the floor, balance on both sides, and we're measuring the circumference of his ankle directly above the ankle bone. That's probably the most important thing to remember. It's directly above the ankle bone here. And just make sure that it's adherent to the skin and not pulled too tight. So here's his ankle bone. Good. We want it directly above the ankle bone right there. Really easy to find. Excellente. And we'll come back up. Thank you, Joe. Grab a seat. Grab a picture of this for me, if that's okay.
Sure.
So I'm having Joe take pictures of his measurements as well. And oh, we've got his foot length, one more. Okay. And I've got to have you standing, and I'm going to have it like that. Excellent. So for those of you at home, I hope you can see foot length now. There we go. So for foot length in a seated position, with your feet flat on the ground. So actually we can get you seated for sure on this one. And we're going to do the same foot that we do every time. And you get to see Joe's amazing feet today. They're actually less bruised up than mine. This is what a ninja's foot looks like. Band-aids, beaten up, torn. His look better. So, and that's from putting up signs. He's actually got a tough day job too. Measure the foot length with your own foot from heel to the tip of the longest toe. It could be useful to press your heel against a wall or another hard surface for accuracy. So for this one, I can see that his longest toe is actually this toe right here. It's not his big toe. So I'm going to go from his heel, and again, you can push against the wall for accuracy if you need to, right to his biggest toe, 27.8. Awesome. That concludes Joe's measurements. There we go. Let me get that last measurement in for you, Joe. Grab that. All right, thank you. And then we get into describing your skin and everything else. So those are your measurements.
Done.
Da, da, da. Awesome. Thank you, Joe.
YW.
And we've got now our hydration coming up. So what you guys have all been waiting for, we better put full screen on this. Look, Joe's getting the towel already. He's
I'm worried. I'm worried.
This girl, I tell you what. Yeah, I know. I'm crazy. Let me get back to the Zoom somewhere here. Let's go stop share. There we go. Hey, hey. All right. So because you guys have been absolutely amazing for this first activation of your 8-week challenge. Phil, you've been leading the way. And if you guys didn't know, the prizes were out of this world. Like these guys are getting individual gift certificates worth $100 to their favorite either bar/restaurant, or in Auckland, it was like their favorite yoga place. So this 8-week challenge competition winners, we are going above or equal to or above in prizes. So if there's ever a good time for you to do some health and wellness, the time is now. You get rewarded for it. Plus, you're going to be thrown into the mix of an awesome community next week. So we're going to join all of the tribes next week. But for the special announcement, for the activators and the connectors and everybody that's been out there like Phil, that's just been leading the way, we have a prize for you as well. Anybody that encourages that first post from somebody within your tribe, you guys get an extra bonus point next week. So we just want everyone to post at least one picture of their walk, their environment, their dog walking, that easy. Their shoes, even if you take a picture of your shoes on that walk, post it in the group, that counts as a point. So that is it. We were doing a walking club next week. It's going to be awesome. This week we did hydration, fitness, and food. So you guys have continued to post your food, fitness, and hydration. That continues. You guys will always get bonus points for posting all of those posts. Phil did a chug off of 2 water bottles. Today, I am doing a chug off of 3 water bottles. So, Phil, that was an impressive chug off. But I've got Joe here.
He's determined to beat you.
That's my activator self coming out. I'm very competitive, that is true. But more so, I wanted you to be able to laugh at me, Phil, because I appreciated your good laugh. The next up is going to be us karate kicking the lids off of bottles. I don't know if you've seen that trending yet. It's a pretty good one. But for now, chugging 3 water bottles at once, I give you 3 water bottles at once. Look at Joe's face. Really hard.
Make as much mess as you want. It's a mess.
Ah.
Who needs a shower?
Okay, I only made it halfway through. I am completely soaked. I don't know if you guys can see that as much as we can.
So is the line sweeping the floor?
The lawn sweeping the floor is also soaked. Thank goodness we don't have carpet, is all I have to say. Phil, the fact that you chugged 2, I don't know how you did it. I can only make it past this. My pants are really wet now. Like, it looks like I peed my pants. So I'm going to go and get changed out of my active gear. I already trained this morning, so that's okay. Have an awesome day, you guys. Thank you, Joe.
Good.
Oh, nice. I spilled more water.
All right.
Hey!
Bye.
See you guys. Thank you so much. And we'll get Joe activated. He's going to come in and share some more great nuggets of what he's done and what they've seen on their journey at Sinorama as well. So thank you.
All right. Welcome, dear. See you guys.
Have a great day, you guys.